Hey, ciao, dame i gospodo, dobro veče, Charles. Just sitting here getting dumber. What is this fascination here in Serbia and in the United States with this reality TV things? You know, I just don't get it, okay? I was looking really odd there because I didn't know if my focus was working well. But you know, here in this country of Serbia, Veliki Brat, that's what I am being blessed with here. You've got Veliki Brat, you've got Farma, you've got that other one on Pink TV. What is that? My friend's in it, Slobodan Radanovic. I can't even think of the name of it because I just can't stand that kind of stuff. I've never understood the infatuation with people interrupting their regular life to watch some other people just sit around, raise hell with each other, argue. I just don't get it, you know. I think, you know, it's part of a plan. It's our government's plan, not just Serbia, not just the United States. It's the world's plan on controlling the voting populace in a nation. They want you dumb. They don't want you to sit and watch documentaries and learn some things. They want you to watch this shit. So you're phased out with the high unemployment, the low salaries, the massive corruption, the selling out of your nations. They want you to watch this horse shit and worry about what this dumb woman here is saying about this guy, you know. Unbelievable. And people do it. Keeps people from voting. They don't care anymore. They just want to live somebody else's life while they're eating soup because it's all they can afford, you know. Really sad state of affairs, my friends. And anyway, how you doing? I haven't seen you guys forever. Forgive my depressive little talk at the beginning of this video. I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking červida. Kako se kaže na srpskom? Červida. I always say it wrong, I think. Lime. I love this. This is really nice. Out of a jar. Because us hillbillies back in the Midwest, we drink out of a jar. You know, we drink beer out of a jar and everything out of a jar. Actually, it's an Ivar jar. And I've got so many bottles people brought me, so I was just drinking out of that. Because it's big, I can stir it up really well in there. Anyway, what I wanted to come to you for today, besides this horse shit on television, forgive me. I don't have very many brain cells left because I was listening to that for a little bit. But today I wanted to come to you. You know something? Yesterday was the kako se kaže, the date, a bad date in Serbia. It was a very special day in Serbia because it was a date that Slobodan Milosevic, the former president of the former Yugoslavia, he passed away in The Hague in 2006. And I believe he passed away on March 12th. What was yesterday? Was it the 12th? I believe so. Slobodan Milosevic, in 2006, he was killed in The Hague. Okay, I say killed. There's a lot of talk about that. Some people think that he was murdered in The Hague, and I am not sitting here saying I'm a supporter of Slobodan Milosevic, but I watched a lot of The Hague Tribunal, and I'm not saying he was a wonderful guy. I don't think he was, but I think he was a little bit better than, you know what, let me stop right there. I'm not going to say anything else. I watched The Hague Tribunal. You can go on YouTube and you can watch some of the trial and you can see how unfair the trial was. Slobodan Milosevic was a very smart man. He made some good, valid points in this trial. You can watch it yourself. Love the guy or hate him. I'm not saying I love him, but I watched it. I watched everything that happened in that. I watched the entire thing. It's on there. He brought up some very valid points. They brought in some of these witnesses, and he totally debunked everything about them. But the judge was always, oh, enough, that's enough, that's enough. You know, everything that he brought up, oh, that's enough. Well, stop it. That's exactly what the guy was doing. Not a fair trial, okay? The same date, March 12th, 2003, former Serbian Premier or Prime Minister Zoran Djindjic one of the founders of present-day Democratic Stranka, the Democratic Party of Serbia, one of the biggest opposition guys to Slobodan Milosevic. He was assassinated yesterday. So they both died on the same day. And ironically, Zoran Djindjic is one of the ones that helped bring Slobodan Milosevic to The Hague. If you know much about the assassination, there's a lot of talk about that. There's a lot of, kako se kaže, conspiracy theories about that also. Legia, which is Ulamic, kako se, what was his first name? Milorad, možda, right? Milorad Legia Ulamic is the one that was head of the Zemunski clan, okay? It's like the Zemun. I used to live, Munze Konza, okay? He was in charge of it, and he had this guy, I think his name was Zvezdan Jovanovic, forgive me if I'm incorrect, but he was actually the trigger guy, and he shot him from a ways away there in Belgrade behind that, what's that, Department of Defense building or whatever it is where he was shot. But you know something in this country that is so unreal when you come here. There is such a divide between the populace here in Serbia about Zoran Djindjic. Half the population absolutely adored the guy. One guy on my Facebook said that was the day Serbian dream died, is the day that Zoran Djindjic died. The other half, some of my Serbian friends that I'm not so proud of, I couldn't believe some of their remarks. They were talking about how they were so happy and that it was a blessing that Zoran Djindjic was assassinated. I think that's an absolutely disgusting thing to say, to wish on anybody. I hate Donald Trump with all my heart, but I would never wish somebody to assassinate him just because he has a different viewpoint and a different vision on what makes America fucking great again. It's got a lot of ways to go to be great. But just in this country, you've got so many roads, so many streets, so many things named after Zoran Djindjic, the former prime minister. And one reason, you know, I've listened to both sides. I don't really care if you love the guy or you hated him. I don't care if you love Slobodan Milosevic or you hated him. I like to listen to both viewpoints. I'm an open-minded cat, okay? But some of the things people had the problem with Zoran Djindjic is Zoran Djindjic, he made a couple statements about how he welcomed NATO to come in here to remove Slobodan Milosevic. So a lot of my friends and people, they say, to sum it up, that Milosevic, or that Zoran Djindjic invited the bombing of Serbia, that he said that's something that has to happen. You know, that's what some of them people that were against Zoran Djindjic claim. He's very pro-West. He was fluent in German language and in English language. Very educated, smart guy. I believe he majored in philosophy, if I'm not mistaken. Very well-spoken guy, you know. I watched some videos of him in English language and in German language. Very smart gentleman. He had a totally different view on the direction that Serbia should have taken, and he was big on ousting Slobodan Milosevic. So, the other side that supports Zoran Djindjic, you know, they looked at him as a beacon of change, you know, to get rid of the Milosevic regime, etc. So anyway, long story short, what's the point of this fucking video besides losing my fucking brain cells to this horse shit reality crap? It was how divided this country is. So let's sum it up. What's the point of this video? The point of the video is don't mention Zoran Djindjic when you come to Serbia, maybe. I guess that's it. Anyway, my friends, I love you regardless. I love you Balkan folks. I love you Serbian folks. I love you radical extremists, and I love you lefty liberal bastards, all the same. Anyway, my friends, whatever you are, Zoran Djindjic supporter, Milosevic supporter, whatever, take care of yourself. Je voulais, momsi. Mwah.